friend, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. Today's video is going to be a really exciting review video. I was able to get my hands on some of the new LA Girl Strobe Lite Strobing powders. I actually have 7 out of the 12 shades that they released. These are not super new. I believe they're about a month or so old. I've had them for a little while now, so I've been testing them out, seeing how I feel about them because I wanted to give you guys my review on them, show you guys some swatches. These are actually available now at CVS. My local CVS carries LA Girl, which is amazing because I know a lot of people have trouble finding this brand. I think they're actually in a lot of beauty supply stores, which I don't really have any of those nearby me. So I was super excited to see that LA Girl is finally in some select CVS's, so you can look online to see if there's one near you that carries the brand. But I did order these online because my CVS doesn't have them in yet, but I just could not wait to get my hands on them. It's actually really hard to find a good drugstore highlighter nowadays, so I knew I wanted to try these out, put them to the test, see how I like them. There are about 12 different shades, so there's definitely going to be a shade for everyone, and I love all the ones that I picked out. So if you guys want to see my review and some swatches all about the new LA Girl Strobe Lite Strobing powders, then just keep on watching. So again, I ordered these online. I have the site pulled up on my phone right now. These are $9. They have actually really great reviews online right now, and again, there are 12 shades, which is amazing. I have 7 of them, and they all come with really cool names. So the lightest one is called 120 watt, and the darkest one I believe is called 10 watt. So it has a range of watts, which is kind of like the luminosity of like a light bulb or something, which I think is really cute, and I actually really like how they named these. So a little description about these powders. It says that it highlights your facial features by creating more depth and dimension where light usually hits. The soft and silky powder adds a fresh glow to highlight cheeks, brighten eyes, sculpt nose, and enhance pout. Strobe light can be applied alone or over makeup for a perfect glowing complexion. The powder is paraben-free, fragrance-free, and again available in 12 shades. So I really like the fact that this is paraben-free. It does not have a fragrance. I wouldn't really agree with the fact that it is kind of like a smooth, silky powder. They do feel a little bit drier to the touch, and they look like they have chunks of glitter in it, but I found that when you apply it with a brush, a fan brush, or the one that I like to use is the Anastasia A23 brush, it doesn't really pick up the glitter, and when you put it on your cheeks, I don't see any glitter particles. I just see a lot of beam and highlight on my cheekbones. The glitter really doesn't stay there. It just looks like you have glitter in the pan. I don't know if you guys can tell on that one because it's the lightest shade. So I like the packaging. It is a little bulky considering you're only getting 0.19 ounces in here, which is like a little less than like a Becca highlight. I think there's a 0.28 or 0.26 ounces. I'm not really sure the exact number, but these are a little bit less. As you can see, the packaging is quite bulky. I do like the clear top as well as the like metallic gold. I think it's absolutely beautiful. I do like the fact that these look a little bit more high-end and luxury. Definitely don't feel like that. They're very lightweight, which is not bad, and they have a nice click to them so you know that the powder is shut. I have dropped these on the floor a couple times. I know it's heartbreaking, but they haven't shattered, which is so nice because I almost had a heart attack when I dropped them. I thought I was gonna have a couple deaths in the family, but they all made it safe, so I just wanted to point that out because I know there are a lot of highlighters out there that if you bump it in the wrong way that it might break, or if you drop it by accident even on a softer surface it might break. So I just wanted to let you guys know that. So I'm gonna start off with the lightest shade. It's in the color 120 watt. This is what it looks like. I'll show you the package up close. Just says LA Girl Strobe Lite Strobing powder, and then this is what the shade 120 watt looks like. This is like a really nice icy white. It reminds me a lot of the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Skin Frost in the color Ice Cold, which I don't have but I want because I actually really like this for adding a little bit to the tops of my cheekbones when I want an extra punch of highlight. This is definitely going to be too light on my skin tone by itself, but I love that they have a super wide array of colors, so this is going to look perfect on people with really pale skin, or really fair skin, or like me who likes to use it as like a highlight topper just on the very tops of the cheekbones. This is a beautiful inner corner highlight if you like something that's really bright. And again, I think this is amazing for fair skin girls or pale skin girls who don't like something that's too pink or too gold, because this is definitely just like a true icy white. This one looks like it has chunks of glitter in it, but again, when you swatch it on your hand, you definitely don't see the glitter in there. So there is the color 120 watt. It is a little bit dry and chalky to the touch, but when you put it on your cheeks with a fan brush, or again, the Anastasia A23 brush, I find that it just kind of melts into the skin. You do see a little bit of texture on the skin, which is typical for a highlight. I feel like it's hard to find a highlighter in my collection that doesn't show texture, so that's just something to keep in mind. But this is again the color 120 watt. I think it's absolutely beautiful. Again, it doesn't feel great on the finger when you're swatching it. It does feel a little bit dry and chalky, but rest assured when you put it on your skin, it is gorgeous. The next shade that I picked up is in the color 110. This is what it looks like. So this is a little bit different than the first one because it has a little bit more of a goldy undertone rather than just like a pale white. So there is 110 right there compared to 120. As you can see, 120 is just beaming. It's super nice white ice icy, and then 110 is a little bit more of a yellow gold undertone, but it's still really bright and would be perfect for people with fair skin. The next shade I have is in 100 Watt. This is actually what I'm wearing right on top of another one I'll show you later, but this is kind of what's making it beam because it's super bright. And this one is a little bit darker than the 110, but it still has some gold in it, which is nice. I wouldn't say they look super different where you have to like run out and buy both of them. So there is 110 and this is 100. They do look very similar. They both have kind of like that goldy undertone. I feel like 110 is definitely more of a yellow gold and 100 is more of like that champagne gold. But they're still all beautiful and I love this shade, especially for, again, highlighting the very top of the cheekbone. It looks so pretty. The next shade I picked up is in 90 Watt. So this is what this one looks like. It has a little bit more of a pinky peach undertone to it. This one is a little bit softer to the touch. It doesn't feel as chalky when you swatch it with your finger, but there is what it looks like on the bottom. It's so nice for people with fair to light skin. As you can see right there, it has a little bit more of a peachy pink undertone compared to the other ones, which are more gold. So if you like something that is a little bit more pink but not cool toned, you're gonna love this. I feel like so many pink highlighters pull really cool toned on me. So it's hard to find something that doesn't look super cool toned but gives me a little bit more of a pink sheen. And this one definitely hits the mark for that. I absolutely love this one. Moving on to some that are a little bit deeper in shade. The next one is called 80 Watt. This is probably one of my absolute favorites. It looks quite orange in the pan, but when you swatch it, it is absolutely gorgeous. It's like this beautiful kind of light gold champagne color. It is so pretty. It reminds me a lot of Champagne Pop, which I know is a lot of people's favorite highlighter. So this is called 80 Watt. This is, again, my favorite one. It looks like it has a bunch of glitter in it. It's probably hard to see, but as you can see, there is no glitter on my hand. It just gives a beautiful luminous sheen to your face and your cheekbones. I love this one. This is my favorite one out of the entire collection that I picked up. It is so pretty. This one is very smooth as well. It doesn't feel as chalky as the other ones. So again, this one is 80 Watt and this is my absolute favorite one. The next one I picked up is 70 Watt. This one is kind of an interesting color. It looks very pink in the pan, which it doesn't really look very pink on your skin, but this is a really pretty one as well. This is definitely more pinky than the first one I showed you, which has more peach in there. This one is like a true pink. It is right under 80 Watt. Again, this one is 70 Watt. So if you're looking for something, again, that has more pink in there, but it's not cool toned, these are amazing. I feel like it's so hard to find such a good pink highlight that doesn't pull either warm or cool. This is definitely a more neutral undertoned pink. I love it. So the last one I picked up is actually the one I'm wearing on my cheekbones underneath the 100 Watt highlighter I had right on the tops of my cheekbones. This is in the color 50 Watt. I did not pick up number 60. I feel like that wouldn't look super natural on my skin since it's a really yellow gold, but I saw number 50 and I fell in love. This is what it looks like. It reminds me a lot of Wisp from ColourPop Cosmetics, if you're familiar with that color. It's like a really nice kind of muted bronze gold with a beautiful sheen to it. This one is definitely the creamiest out of all of them. You do not even see glitter particles in this one in the pan. So there is what 50 Watt looks like. It's right on the bottom there. So this one is 80 Watt, 70 Watt, and then 50 Watt. If you layer 50 Watt and 80 Watt, you're gonna have such an amazing highlight. These actually give off a much more beautiful glow than I was anticipating. It just gives such a beautiful kind of illuminated look. These aren't super pigmented like a Becca highlighter or an Anastasia one. I like that these can be built up because if you don't want a super intense glow, you don't have to go heavy handed with these. I actually went in with this one a couple of times. I just applied it on my cheekbones and wanted a little bit more highlight, so I went in a second time and they build so nicely on the cheeks. I feel like these are such a nice kind of everyday luminous glow, but you can make them super intense by building them up or using something like Fix Plus from MAC or a setting spray to really intensify them and make them look more metallic looking. I actually feel like I really like the look of these on my skin without building them up too much because they can look, again, quite textured on the skin when you build up too much product. So that's definitely why I went in with something that's lighter just on the top of my cheekbone so I wouldn't have like a strip of texture on the side of my face. I think for $9 these are really good. I really can't think of anything off the top of my head that I can compare the formula to because, again, to the touch these feel quite dry and chalky, but they translate on the skin so much better than they swatch, which is quite interesting. I definitely feel like you can tell that these are a little bit more of an inexpensive highlighter. I mean, for $9 I wasn't expecting too too much, especially because there aren't too many drugstore or affordable highlighters that I really like. A lot of them are more high-end. I mean, if I saw someone wearing this highlighter down the street, I'd probably think it's more of a high-end luxury highlighter just because of the way it translates on the skin, the way it kind of sits on the skin, it just looks so beautiful. So this is the darkest shade I picked up, and this is the lightest one. There are so many different colors like I mentioned, and they also offer a bunch of different shades that go darker than this for people who have more of a deeper complexion, which I love that they have such a wide variety of shades, which is amazing for something that's so inexpensive. So if you can find these again in your local drugstore, I highly recommend it. It actually took me a very long time to kind of figure out which ones I wanted. There's so many of them that are beautiful. Of course, I got a majority of the collection, but there weren't too many swatches online when I ordered these when they first came out, and I haven't really heard many other people talk about these, so I wanted to give you all my review, show you guys some swatches of how beautiful they are. So overall, I really do like these highlighters. I think for an inexpensive, affordable drugstore highlighter, they're absolutely amazing. The other drugstore highlighters that I really enjoy are by Physicians Formula, which are a little bit more pricey for a like drugstore affordable option, which I think these are actually a lot cheaper than those, so I would definitely recommend these if you haven't checked them out yet. So again, my favorite colors are 100 Watt, which was that kind of like light champagne gold shade, and then the other one is 80 Watt, which again is very comparable to Champagne Pop by Becca. I actually want to show you the comparison and the difference between the two if you were kind of wanting to find a cheaper alternative. So here are the two swatches of them side by side. The bottom one is Champagne Pop by Becca, and the top one is the 80 Watt by LA Girl. They have the same undertone. This one is actually a little bit brighter, which I like a little bit more because I feel like Champagne Pop on my skin tone is a little bit dull. It doesn't give me a super bright illuminated look like a lot of other people, so I actually prefer the LA Girl one just because it's a little bit brighter, but it has those same kind of peachy golden warm undertones as Champagne Pop. So if you wanted something in that color range but you just wanted something a little bit brighter to give you a little bit more of an intense highlight, I would definitely recommend the LA Girl one, and again, it's only $9. Alright, so that's it for this video. I hope you all really enjoyed it. I hope you found it helpful and informative. If you do pick up any of these highlighters, please let me know down below on what shades you got and how you like them. I love hearing feedback on recommendations that I give to you guys and how they're working out for you and how you're enjoying them. So if you did like this video, please remember to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I love you all so very much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!